All right, so this is not a live for readings. So if you're not interested in shadow work, then you can catch me in about an hour or so. But this is, if you can tell by the title, about about the shadows and shadow work. So I'm gonna give it a minute and see if anybody else wants to join us. And so this will be part one. This will be about what a shadow is and how to recognize your shadows. Hello, you guys. How are you? Okay. All right, y'all. So I will be doing readings in about an hour, hour and a half, if that long. Right now, I'm going to do a quick little um, shadow work introduction, talking about what the shadow is and how to recognize your shadow. So this will be the first part of shadow work. So if you're not interested in this, you guys can catch me when I go live again in about an hour or two. Also, there is a list from yesterday. So that is what we're going to go by today. Is the people that didn't get their reading yesterday, because I pretty much didn't get to do anybody on the free list yesterday. So when I go live again to do readings, then we will pick up from that list. All right. So we're going to talk about what a shadow is and what shadow work is first. So it is recognizing and understanding the dark parts of ourselves that we don't want to look at or allow other people to see. So it's parts of our personality used to expose those parts of ourselves that we try to hide from ourselves. So different types of shadows are insecurity. So that's like lack of confidence and lack of trust in yourself, and lack of trust in other people and situations. Wanting to control everything. Letting somebody else in or trusting, leaves open you to be vulnerable. So also another shadow is over emotional. When you're in that space and that energy of everything feeling like an attack, everything someone says, any little critique, whether it be positive or negative. We have abandonment issues, lack of self-love, lack of outer love and sympathy, and the list goes on and on. There's many different shadows, but so first you just want to be very honest with yourself to identify these things. So we're going to talk about the way these shadows are formed. These dogs, they always want to do this as soon as I go live. All right, so the things that cause shadows can be, they can be birthed around watching people around us and the neighborhoods we grew up in, and just just your day-to-day actions and interactions. This can also be known as area behavior cognition. This is when your beliefs, morals, etc. are shaped by your environment. So parents, teachers, neighborhood, etc. So these things, these people, these interactions, the way you grow up, the way your beliefs are set up as far as religion, and the way you view discipline and etc. All the things that form and make up your identity and the way you feel about yourself and things outside of you. So the first thing, one of the first major things that shapes um, these shadows is your perception. Your perception is a way of regarding or understanding or interpreting something, a mental impression. So basically, how you view things, people, based on what you were taught, witnessed, and experienced, also shapes how you view yourself and the world around you. Hey, Rose. Hey, everybody. Hey, Truly. Okay, so the way that you see things is your perception, right? So if you believe in whatever you believe in, so let's take spirituality for an example. So if you grow up Christian or whatever religion, that will shape how you view things. So you will believe that you would interpret and perceive things around you and expect things to go according to your beliefs. So if you are Christian and you go by all the laws in the Bible or whatnot, that shapes how you view people outside of you to respond and react to things. Also, how you choose how to interact with people and things. Let's see. So, for another example, if you perceive that stealing is wrong, regardless of the reason, you may project upon another that your beliefs and expect them to act accordingly. But everybody's perception is different. Everybody grew up in different neighborhoods, different schools, interacted with different types of people. So everybody's going to be different in how they, um, interact with people and things in situations. All right, so let's see. I think that all right, so then after your perception is, once you have your perception and it is a part of your everyday activity and how you interact with things, you usually project those onto people. So again, your perception forms how you expect other people to react. You expect people to react the same way that you do. Oh, you fell asleep? Yeah, I know. But in about an hour, we're going to do the readings. We're going to do the readings. I'm going to do Travis Scott as well. So I'm going to try to fit everything in. Okay, so from your perception, you start projecting things on other people. So just like, you was knocked out, I figured you will, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. All right, so your perception and the projection that you put on other people is, directly influences how you feel about yourself. Along with the shadows, of course. So, because we're talking specifically about shadows. So, abandonment issues. If you grew up in a household where, your parents worked a lot, or for whatever reason you weren't able to be with your parents um, on a regular basis, you may grow a abandonment issue and, carry that over into other relationships. There is not a list right now. We're doing shadow work, and then this is the first part of shadow work, just defining what shadows are and how to identify your shadow. So the list is irrelevant right now, you guys. I will see you guys in about an hour if that's what you're interested in, but right now we're doing this. Okay. So I have some questions here that you guys can come back and get later, or you can write them down. But this is getting to know your shadows and triggers. So these are just basic questions where you can kind of see recurrent themes and find out your triggers and things like that to help identify your shadows. So whether that be, abandonment issues or a lack of self-love or just confidence and expressing yourself, then these questions should assist you with identifying your shadows. All right, so give me one moment here. I think, is this supposed to be here? One second, y'all. All right. All right. So this is how you get to know your shadows and triggers. This is how you identify them. So these are just some questions. So the first question would be, do I love myself? Now, most people would say yes, I absolutely love myself. I adore myself. But, our actions toward ourselves may expose a different truth at 11:11. All right, so the definition of love is an intense feeling of deep affection, a great interest and pleasure in something, and self love, regard for one's own well being and happiness. So, once you take in consideration the definitions that we have available, you might want to ask yourself again, do I love myself? By these definitions, do I invest a lot of time and energy into myself? Do I get to know myself and the things that I like to do? Do I, invest in my ideas? Okay, and so do you put other people in front, other people's needs in front of your own needs? Do you, instead of taking your day off or buying yourself this, that, or whatever, do you, um, are you readily available to do what somebody else wants you to do, even though you don't want to? Are you like a people pleaser? So, that is one of the signs. If you do that over, you do that to an extreme of you're exhausted, you are giving, 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 and not getting. Okay. So then if after we ask, do you put others' well-being before your own, then ask yourself why or why not. Why do you do that? Are you looking for something in return? Are you, like them feeling a need to stay or feeling the need to appease you to some degree? Like why or why not? Why do you not do it? Okay. So how do you deal with rejection outwardly and inwardly? When you're rejected by someone, whether it's work or relationship or whatever, how do you deal with that? How do you feel? What is the physical manifestation of that? As I reject that phone call that tried to come in, like seriously, I was like, what is this? Okay, so and then be very honest. Like, what are my triggers? What things really irk you? What things send you into a rage that really have no merits? Like literally baseless and remedial things that really just tick you off. Like, what are these things? What are these things that people say or do, or you say or do, or you witness that really make you upset? And before you know it, you just exploded about nothing. You know what I mean? Okay, so how do I view my childhood? What do I remember most about my childhood? What events in my life keep haunting my thoughts? What are those things that you've done or been through that you want to forget so bad, but it just keeps on recurring no matter what, even when you feel like you've, unpacked that and you left that in the past? What is those thoughts that keep on coming to you? What are those memories that keep coming to you that just keeps invading your mind space? So what shadow in your personality do you not like? Do you not like that you're too judgmental, that you share too much, that you don't share enough? What are those shadows that you personally don't like, that you find yourself doing, that you're like, oh my gosh, I'm doing it again. Why am I doing that? Like, I don't like that? So how do I project my beliefs, fears, insecurities onto others? Or how do you personally project the things that you believe? Do you expect people to believe the things you believe is your truth, the only truth? You give too much. Yeah. And it's about polarity, right? You want to be in the medium space of giving. You don't want to overgive and you don't want to give too little, I guess, depending on how you look at it, right? Because if you give too much, people can take advantage of you. If you give too little, you might need a favor and then, So it's all about balance. How do you react to uncomfortable situations and conflict? Do you get upset? Do you get nervous? Do you get confrontational. Like when there's conflict, how do you show up? Do you know when to hold and to fold? Do you know, what do you do? How do you react? So these are things you want to be very honest about. Like it's just you and a piece of paper. Yeah, exactly, truly. It's a process. It's, it takes a while, all your life probably. um, but yeah, so it's just you and a piece of paper. Just be honest, and this is the way to bring awareness to the shadows. It's not about judgment. It's not about trying to be perfect. It's just about being aware so that you can work on it, so you can work towards being the person that you want to be and creating the reality that you want to create. So the better you feel about yourself, and the better you feel about the world around you, that's the better chances of you manifesting um, something tangible positively, manifesting it in your personal life. So, what do you believe your worth is? What do you have to offer? How do you view your gifts and their value? How do you feel about money? Do you feel it's evil? Do you feel it's good? Do you feel it's a tool? Do you just feel like it's a necessity? Like what is your relationship with money? Your relationship with money will um, directly affect the way you manifest it. If you don't feel good about money, if you feel like it's evil or any negative feelings towards it, then you're pushing it away. If you feel guilt about having money or whatnot, oh, um, so yeah, so that directly affects your ability to manifest. So, okay, so what is success? Like, what's your definition of success? Your personal definition for you. What do you hope to obtain? What do you hope your life looks like from now to 50 years from now? What do you hope that looks and feels like? So, what is success to you personally, not what's been told to you? Is success hard? Is obtaining success hard? Do you believe in your ability to have success? What do you need to forgive yourself for? Did you participate in your own heartache, lack of self love? And so this will be the first part, just a quick introduction of what shadow is and how it's shaped and how to recognize them so that you can start working on them. So that's why it's so important to be honest if you want to make actual progress in, just becoming your highest self. And then we will do part 2 in a week or so. But I believe I have the wrong notes again somehow, but it's okay. So yes, you guys, let me see if I missed anything. I think I might do the Travis Scott first so that after the personal reasons and stuff, I can be done. Okay. So when you oh, thank you. In a minute, I'm trying to decide Libra, but I'm not taking a new list. I'm just doing everybody that was on the list yesterday because I pretty much didn't get to know anybody. So when you identify your shadows and you can be honest about how you feel about yourself. Do you feel that you're worthy of being successful? Do you feel guilty about, is there some type of guilt around money and everything? Just how you view yourself. Do you feel like you're valuable? Do you have issues with um, being alone or enjoying your own company? Things like that. When you start to open up about that and break that down, you will see how those feelings about yourself can be projected onto the world around you and make you see things a certain way. Just like we were talking about the other day, when you are like paranoid, so to speak, or you have this reoccurring thought or feeling or belief, it will show up in your reality to prove to you that that is a fact because that's what you believe. That is what is in your energy. That is the truth for you. So that will show up for you. So that's why, for example, when we talk about religions, people say that they seen Jesus or whatever the Buddhists have or whatever other religions have. They seen this in when they died and came back, or whatever their situation is. If you believe in something, that is your truth, and that will show up for you. So if you believe life is hard, you're going to manifest the hard life. If you think that money is evil, money will stay away from you. If you believe that you are successful, that you start putting energy into yourself, that you start having higher thoughts about yourself, you'll start seeing that things come together in a way that flows easy for you to start manifesting the things that you want and manifesting those ideas and feelings and truths that you have. So if you believe that you're beautiful, you'll start seeing that more people are complimenting you, that you looking better to yourself. It's just all about the way you feel about yourself and how you project those feelings onto your reality. And that's what manifests circumstances and energies for you the way that they do. Okay, so if you have an issue with abandonment because of whatever reason, you will keep attracting, until you clear that up, partners that will abandon you, so to speak, or you will perceive them abandoning you because they're not showing up the way that you would like them to. But if you feel those holes yourself, then it will show up a different way because you won't need that outside validation. You will have built it up yourself. So essentially, you'll be reparenting yourself, giving yourself that love and that attention and that empowerment that you didn't receive in whatever aspect, however that showed up for you in your personal life. This is you filling those holes yourself with your own self-validation and growth and the way you feel about yourself. Again, the universe is mental. The mind is all in the universe is mental. So everything you think up, it's like a video game. It's like a video game. Like whatever you think of, whatever you are inputting into this big old computer of a world with your mind, with your data, with your feelings, is what is going to be programmed with. Okay, so I hope that made sense. I was a little bit in the beginning, but I think that I got the point across of the first part of the shadow work. So again, identifying the shadow and what shadow work is and how to identify your shadows is the first step. So if you guys want to, I will leave this video up until maybe 10 o'clock at night, and I'm going to probably send this over to Patreon. But if you guys want to, go back and get the questions or whatnot, and then you can work on that and, try to get identify your shadows so you can start being aware and working on them. Not to judge yourself or beat yourself up at all. It's just to be aware so that you can work on it. Okay, so thank you guys so much. All right, it did. I'm glad, truly. I'm so glad. Okay, so I think I'm going to do the Travis Scott reading first, and then because we waited here, I thought this would be maybe an hour, but it was not that long. So I think I'm going to do a Travis Scott reading really quick, and then I'm going to do the list from yesterday, and then I'll be done with that. All right, y'all, so I did not pull any cards on Travis Scott. I don't know anything about the incident other than it was a stampede and 8 people died at a concert called Astro World 8. That's it. That's all I know. I don't really listen to Travis Scott. I know the song Sicko Mode, and I'm pretty sure I heard a few other songs, but I'm not really a fan. I really don't even listen to music no more, so trash. Okay, but I think I'm going to go ahead and end this and then come right back with the Travis Scott so they can be separate. All right, y'all. I'm going to see y'all in a few minutes. After that, I will be doing the readings. All right, y'all. See y'all in a minute.